Hey everybody, big news this morning from Peloton as they have struck a deal with Amazon to begin selling the Peloton bike and various other products through the Amazon store. Now, this marks Peloton's first partnership with another retailer to sell its products, as until now they've only sold through their own website and their own showrooms. And evidently they plan to make deals with more retailers with similar deals to extend their reach. So let's talk about exactly what is being sold from Peloton and Amazon, why it's happening now, and why it's great for both consumers and for Peloton themselves, and also what Peloton is likely to do next from here. So, okay, let's first talk about what is being sold on Amazon. And it's actually easier to list what's not being sold on Amazon because Peloton is pretty much selling everything besides the Peloton Bike Plus and the Peloton Tread. So pretty much the original Peloton bike, the apparel, and all of the accessories are now available to be purchased through Amazon. Now, one of the reasons they could not do this before now is, as we've covered the other week, they just recently started redesigning the Peloton bike so that it can be self-assembled, which means it no longer requires you to schedule a delivery through companies like XPO. And this new packaging, which you can see here, includes a manual and now also a video available which walks you through how to put the bike together yourself, which is pretty much what every other company has been doing forever. So glad to see Peloton finally be able to do this. And honestly, it's not too hard to put these bikes together. It might take 30 minutes or so, but generally it's a fairly simple process. Now, the only negative I'm seeing here about this self-assembly is that calibration accuracy, which is a pretty big issue for those older Peloton bikes. And that's about to get a lot worse. So if you start seeing a lot of crazy scorers on the leaderboard, I would not be surprised, as watching the assembly video, it doesn't seem that Peloton is including a calibration kit and doesn't actually ask you to make any calibration adjustments when you set up the bike yourself. So that kind of seems a little wonky the way they have it, and I can see some issues happening down the road, but it is what it is. Now, anyways, what is interesting with this Amazon deal is that it actually does give you the option to have the Peloton bike assembled and set up in your home. And I definitely did not expect this, as you typically don't see this provided as a free service from Amazon deliverers, which makes me think that this free assembly is only going to be temporary. And in fact, when you order the Peloton bike through Amazon, it actually looks like you're gonna have to schedule a time for the bike to be delivered and then schedule a time for the assembly on a different date down the road. And I'm guessing this is because Peloton still has contracts with the installers, and so they will use their services here while they're still being paid. So if you want that free assembly, I would probably order the bike from Amazon sooner than later. But do know that scheduling the assembly option does seem pretty limited, mostly available on Saturdays, at least where I'm at in Ventura, California. It could be different in different areas. In fact, if you check this out yourself, let me know in the comments below what the availability looks like for you. Now, what's great about all of this from a consumer standpoint is that Amazon has their free 2-day shipping, and more importantly, the Amazon support, which is generally the best. So if you have any issues with the bike within 90 days, they will usually take care of you very quickly, which, Peloton was really struggling to be able to do. But fair warning, the Peloton bike does not seem to be offering free returns as most other products do on Amazon, including some of the other Peloton products like the Peloton Guide. Now, I've tried to find any information I could on what the return policy actually is on Amazon in regards to the Peloton bike, and so far I have not been able to find any information. But it definitely does not seem to be 100% free. I would assume, though, that there is some reasonable way to return the bike within 30 days, as even when you order through Peloton, you get that free 30-day trial, but there's no firm details on that yet. Now, of course, this was obviously a great move for Peloton themselves, as it should help them sell more of these original older Peloton bikes, of which they have a huge backed up inventory. And they've never really attempted to do this before, sell through third party, because, well, for a while they were selling way more than they even could deliver. So there is no reason to get third party sellers involved. But obviously now that equation has changed quite a bit. And so having third party sellers like Amazon will give Peloton more opportunity to sell to more customers and to be more flexible and to also not have such a huge payroll. And this is likely just the very beginning, as Peloton CEO Kevin Cornish said in an interview, quote, "Post-COVID, the retail environment online and in stores is continuing to evolve, and that's something we're trying to understand better to make sure the Peloton of the future is calibrated funny choice of words, appropriately for that. We want to make it as easy as possible to get a Peloton, end quote. Now, as I mentioned last week when we first learned of the do-it-yourself assembly option being made for the Peloton bikes, I think it's likely that Peloton will seek to sell their bikes through many big brand stores like Costco and Best Buy and even Walmart, as other competitors like Echelon are sold in those stores and are, in my opinion, a big reason as to why they have done well. They're just so easy and accessible to buy, whereas Peloton has been more secluded to a less impulsive purchase due to the fact that you previously had to go directly to their website and order from them there. Now, the market seems to agree that this is a very good move for Peloton and a sign that they are headed into a profitable situation as the market has rallied the Peloton stock over 18% in just the past few hours alone. Let me know what you think about all of this and subscribe to Connect the Watts for all of the latest in connected fitness news and reviews. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it as always, and I'll see you next time.